In this video, we are going to look at buying something over time where monthly payments are made to pay off the balance of that purchase. Let's look at a couple of different examples. One of them is going to not involve a down payment, and the other one is going to involve a down payment made at the time of the purchase. We'll start out with the one that doesn't involve a down payment. Emily is going to buy an $800 phone on a payment plan. She's going to pay 14% simple interest over 2 years. What will be the amount of each monthly payment? So the first thing we have to do here is decide how much she's actually going to have to pay for this phone. There's the $800 cost of the phone, but then there's also 14% simple interest that's going to be added to that cost. So the first thing we'll do with our calculations is use the formula for simple interest to determine the amount of interest that Emily's going to have to pay. That amount of interest will be the principal, which is the amount she's financing, that $800, multiplied by the interest rate, which we saw was 14% over 2 years. So we'll multiply all those together, 800 times 0.14 times 2, and find out that the amount of interest Emily's going to have to pay is $224. What this means is the total amount that she needs to repay over the course of this payment plan is the $800 that she owes on the phone plus $224 that she owes for interest. So she's going to have to pay back $1,024. She's going to make monthly payments to pay this off, and we need to decide how many payments there are going to be before we can figure out how much each payment will be. This is over the course of 2 years, and since there are 12 months in 1 year, this means there are going to be 24 monthly payments that Emily is going to make. So if she's got to pay back $1,024 and she has 24 payments that she's going to do that through, then we'll just divide 1,024 divided by 24 and find out that each payment is going to be $42.666 repeating. Since this situation revolves around money, we want to round to the nearest cent, which means we want to round to the nearest hundredth. So we'll find the hundredths place in our answer, and we'll look one space to the right of there. Since this number is 5 or bigger, we are going to round up, and the amount of each monthly payment for Emily is going to be $42.67. Next, we'll look at a situation where a down payment is made at the time of the purchase. John is buying a pair of headphones that cost $375 by making a $50 down payment and then paying 9% simple interest over 1 year. What will be the amount of each monthly payment? So notice the thing that's different in this one is that Sean has made a $50 down payment at the time of the purchase. We'll have to take that into account when we do our calculations. John is still paying interest on this, and it's 9% simple interest. So we'll calculate the amount of interest he's going to pay, and we're going to use the compound interest formula, or excuse me, the simple interest formula, I equals PRT. And so the amount of interest here is going to be the principal. This is what the down payment changes. The down payment of $50 that he paid means he's not really financing $375 now. Instead, the $375 cost has been reduced by $50 because he paid that. So instead, he's only financing $325, not the entire price of, not the entire purchase price. So here, the amount of interest he's going to pay using the balance after his down payment as the principal times the rate, which is 9%, times the time, which is 1 year. So we'll multiply those together, 325 times 0.09 times 1, and get an amount of interest that is $29.25. What Sean's going to have to repay over the course of his payment plan is the $325 that he still owes on the headphones, plus the $29.25 in interest. Please note here, what he's repaying is the $325 that he still owes. The purchase price is no longer a factor because he lowered that amount by $50 by making that down payment. So when we calculated the interest, we used $325 because that's what he still owed after the down payment. And the same thing's true when we go to see how much he's going to pay each month. What he still needs to repay is that $325 that he still owes, plus the $29.25 that he's going to pay in interest. Adding those together, he's going to have to pay back $354.25, and he's doing that over the course of 1 year. So that means that $354.25 is going to be divided among 12 monthly payments. And when we divide those, we find out that it's $29.52083. And here again, because this one revolves around money, we're going to round to the nearest cent, which means we're going to round to the nearest hundredth. We find the hundredths place and we look one space to the right. Since that number is 4 or lower, we're going to round down, and Sean's monthly payment is going to be $29.52.